Never lose your cool unless you have a reason for doing so.
And I promise you that
I'm a leader that listens to my team and listens intently. But in the end, I form my own opinion.
So we took that handwork down?
No. But how can they tell us what height? The height starts off the ground. So why do we have to take the ground down? The leader that wants to be popular, that wants to be loved, that leader ultimately is not going to make it.
You're going to move the transformer.
We'll move the transformer, and then we'll take care of that issue.
Okay, all right, good. Let you and I come into the office, okay? 1 o'clock on Friday? Why don't you confirm it? What's his attitude? And he knows I'm not doing it unless I get what I want, right? Oftentimes you'll see an opponent and you'll say to yourself, this is going to be easy. That's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing you can do. Never underestimate your opponent. Assume that your opponent is the toughest, smartest person in the world, because that can really lead to victory. What did he tell you? How did he talk to you? Okay, that means he's going to do it. Be a hard ass guy. Okay, so long.
Immediately step up as a first-year associate and lead transactions.
Why do you want this job?
I'm at the top of my industry. I'm doing really well, but I'm ready for another challenge.
Have you ever had an experience in a corporate environment before?
No, to be quite honest with you, I have not. I have not been in that corporate environment. On a scale of 1 to 10, the stress level, it's like 150 today. Like, today was the most stressful day that I've had to get through.
But right now, you're your own boss, right?
Yeah, I am.
You won't be if you go to work at Trump.
It's a safer job than what I'm doing right now, so it's definitely a risk.
Safer job? Why do you say safer?
I own my own business. I have
a
staff.
Safe. You're not going to fire yourself.
What would you say are your weaknesses?
If people have given up for some reason or don't have the right attitude, that really gets to me, and I can become very impatient with that.
I have to learn when to pick my battles and which battles to fight.
I kind of think those are strengths.
Excluding yourself, which one of the 3 remaining candidates would you choose to be the apprentice?
Did you ever let yourself down?
Oh, absolutely.
As a
you fire someone?
This is your last stop?
Ever embellish the truth?
Is that really what you want?
Sucking up to Donald.
What are your weaknesses?
How much time have you spent with it?
Where would you like to be in 10 minutes?
You know what you want to do?
Maybe that's something that Donald needs. I don't know. I doubt it.
Do something real wrong for me not to hire him. He's an extremely mature young man, and I think he brings a broader view of the world than the other 3 candidates.
To me, he is the ultimate team guy. Like you said, the military training, I think, is a tremendous plus.
Kelly has one thing going for him that you can't get away from, and that is he's led and he knows how to take orders. So he's led and he's been led. I mean, you can't get away from that. None of these people have that.
What do you think of Kevin?
Kevin, I immediately liked. My question on Kevin is he's had a number of missteps, and he keeps course correcting along the way. And if I were in your shoes, I'd be wondering, is he going to course correct again? Mm-hmm. Am I going to get a guy who's going to be really energetic for a year or 2, and then is going to move on to the next thing?
Thank you. Alan?
I found Kevin's naked intensity and ambition a little bit overwhelming. I found him to be intense to the point of aggressiveness.
But you know, Donald, when I was talking to Kevin, I said, what do you want to do eventually, Kevin? Are you going to practice law? He said, no. He's building, obviously, an unbelievable resume. I give him credit, and then what?
It is true.
That's the concern.
He's like the most educated person I've ever seen.
Big organization. I think Jennifer might have the edge in that environment, and I think there's a danger that we take her as this intellectual, academically brilliant woman and discount whether or not she's prepared to roll up her sleeves in the real world.
How'd you like Sandy?
I must tell you, I was very impressed with her. The fact that she had the entrepreneurial spirit, I think probably she's matured to a level now where she's ready for a new challenge.
Sandy has an extreme likability about her, but I think she is very light on just pure business experience.
Well, I agree with you on that. A lot about Sandy I like, but I didn't think she'd thought a lot about what it would be like working in a corporate environment, and I did not believe that she could make the transition into the business world.
Well, that's very interesting. Well, I want to thank you all. You're great, great people.
Come on, everybody. Are you running with me?
There's no better feeling than being a winner.
Does New York City want the Olympics?
To be a winner, you have to think like a winner. You have to be positive, and you cannot stop.
Hi, you can go right in.
I want to congratulate you both. I started with 18 people. Kelly, Jennifer, it's down to the two of you. You were the best of the best. You really did do a good job. Now, for your final tasks, you're going to be put to the ultimate test. Each of you... If you win, people are going to respect you. Nice shot, Annika.
Where am I?
I don't think you should have picked that far. You might be in the real. Vince Lombardi was a little guy. He used to smack around these giant football players, and they'd cry. The reason he got away with it is because he just won. I've rarely seen a leader that's been able to lead by consensus. A leader is somebody that oftentimes will go against everybody. That's what a leader is. Pete, why would you send this to them anyway?
Break down the line items with the
No, but why wouldn't you let him send it to you? No, you're not supposed to send him anything. He's bidding on a job. Generally speaking, a leader has to think independently. I think if it's better, if you say you got a better price and cut him down to 15.5, and then I'm going to forget about what happened. Okay? You got to knock this building down fast, right? Fast, okay?
Oh, quickly.
How long?
February, I believe.
Or sooner, right?
Or sooner.
People settle for mediocrity for one reason. They're lazy. I've seen it so often. People go into something, they don't want to go that extra step. They know it's not going to be great. It might be good, it might be okay. It's not going to be great. They settle for mediocrity. They're lazy. Great job, man. He's done that before, huh?
Oh, yeah.
He wanted me to do that, right? I've always felt my best deals were made with my instinct, not anything else, with my instinct. Well, I think this will be one of the great buildings of Chicago, if not the best.
And what do you say to the skeptics?
My skeptics have always faded away because I produce.
Well, you've made Chicago very proud.
Well, thank you. How long would wire that holds up a big, heavy scaffold last from a practical standpoint or in a big building? Could it last like 10 years, or do you think not? I'll always want to hear what people have to say. It doesn't mean you have to do what they're saying, but always listen. If you do all the talking, you're not going to learn a lot.
New York State has its own code, which is regulated every 36 months.
That's very interesting. All right, you have a deal. Congratulations. Golf is an amazing game. I've seen people become tremendous friends on a golf course, whereas when they go out for lunch or dinner, they can't stand each other.
You just keep making par after par.
Well, that's nice of you to say, but I think I'm probably more proud of the course than I am of my game, but I'm happy with my game.
But Donald, you've been carrying me the whole round.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good one. I always like to think big. There's an expression, go big or go home. I like it a lot. You go for the fences, you go all the way, or just, you know what, go home. I mean, if you can get a client like Trump, as opposed to a client like, who knows, you're better off.
Yeah! Give it up for my boys on the east side!
In life, you can have a great idea, but if you can't get those ideas across, it's never, ever going to work. You can't miss in this location, you know that.
I don't know how many square feet. Do we need to see the space of really?
Pretty big. It's pretty good, I'll tell you. You know, we're going to put a whole canopy over the top of the space. It's going to be beautiful. I know so many people that have great ideas, but they can't sell the ideas. Guess what? They're not successful.
I want to move in.
Okay, give me a proposal. All right? Okay. Nice seeing you, pal.
Nice seeing you again.
Good. Nice seeing you. Oftentimes, you'll have an idea, and you'll fall in love with it, and then it turns out to be not such a good idea, and you can't get rid of it. Can you give us a good deal? How about we make a deal now at, on a gross basis, $20 a foot? Yeah. Huh? I can't. When the idea turns out bad, cut it out of your mind, get rid of it, go on to the next thing, and let it be better. Okay, if you can't make a deal, finish it up with IBM, right?
I'm gonna start.
For me, failure is never an option. Look, you guys didn't do a job, and you weren't there, and you know you weren't there, and the deal would have never gotten done without the other guys. If you have to go through the wall, you go through it. If you can't go through it, you go under it, around it, over it. There is no such thing as failure. You know what? Then maybe you're not going to get your fee, because as far as I'm concerned, you didn't do anything. This deal was mishandled from day one, okay? I've seen people go 48 hours and even more, days and days without any sleep in order to get a deal done. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to love what you do. Number two, you can never give up. You can never quit. And if you don't have the physical or mental stamina to do it, guess what? You better be doing something else. You can never, ever quit. How's it looking up there? Good? Good. Okay, do a perfect job. Perfect job. If a leader can't control his subordinates, he's not a leader, he's not a good businessman, he's going to be a failure. Whether it's a he or a she, it's going to be bad.
I want you to check on it. Talk to George, talk to everybody, check on it. I'm not making a deal unless you approve it.
Never get sidetracked by less important tasks. Always focus on the goal. What power? If you do get sidetracked, get right back on the rails, because ultimately, sidetracking kills you. Fellas, get that building down fast. Say hello to your boss.
Is it appropriate to bend the rules?
Well, I bend the rules every day. In real estate, there's a lot of legal loopholes and tax loopholes.
So you want Donald Trump to do low-cost housing or subsidized housing?
If that was something he's interested in, I'd be one of his frontmen.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
If you had to choose one of the other two finalists in this competition to be your business partner, which one would you choose and why?
I would choose to work with Tana because...
I would say Craig is the better of the two of them.
That would be Tana.
What of the three of you who's the best?
Craig is, I think, very narrow-minded in his leadership approach.
If she could just stay focused. She has a challenge with focus.
I have not had one argument or one negative confrontation.
How important is education to you?
Education is important. I just went about it a different way.
I chose to have children instead.
I approach school as if it were a business.
Tell me about your leadership style. What's it like to work for you? Would you enjoy working for you?
My leadership style is one
that... You don't think it's important to be intimidated?
Were you flying under the radar?
It sounds very unethical to me.
What has been for you the most difficult?
Do you think it's really possible to put...
Who is on your enemy?
Who would come first?
Where do you think you fit in best?
The most obvious one, the greatest problem. Why should Mr. Trump hire you for this job?